big speaker.
Hey, it's your boy G White, man. All you Redemption Podcast. We back at it. You understand?
Back with chips on the table.
Man, with the dips and the chip. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, boy.
What you got going on today?
Man, I like that hat, first and foremost.
Appreciate
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah. I like that hat, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I just came from a Rosie softball game. Literally down to the minute. Boy, I wish people could really like put a, like I tell you, I always say, I wish people could like put a GoPro on me in like a day. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, boy, I'll be making it shake. Today was one of them ones, like, so, but got to see my baby play. She did her thing. From everything I could see, I seen her get on base at the last inning. So that's, I kind of like, all right, that's what I need to see. Told her run hard, and I
Yeah.
got up out of there for that last at bat. But yeah, man. I'm really looking forward to diving into this topic, man. And this is what we do it for, man. We don't make excuses, we make ways. So yeah, let's get into it, man.
Let's go.
You go
IOU
first.
moments.
What you got?
I'm going first. Okay. Mine is real simple. The time is now. When I listen to this and I see this, I'm really talking about Wale Ambition, that intro. He said,
They
the
gonna love me
time is
for my
now
yeah,
on everything.
yeah.
Like, you know? So, man, the time is now. And you only got a moment's time of life to kick it in gear and get it going. I always I be looking at stuff kind of like based on a life expectancy with what they say out in the news and things like that. That I don't know what the expectancy is now, but let's say people live to like 70. So that means like, you know what I'm saying, like 35 years old, you halfway. and and it goes so fast, 0 to 35 and then 35 to 70. So the time is now, and it's rolling right into the topic that we dropped about you don't need to get paid. The time is now because you got to start right now if you want to get paid later. The time is now to start.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I like I've preached. I always will preach and say and mentor whatever. I tell people, I don't understand how some people living like they got this promise on their life. You understand? Like,
Yeah.
you just know you got 6 months. You just know you got 6 years. You just know you're gonna live to see 65, 70 years old. You just know. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Some stuff ain't for us to get, but there's a lot of people out there that do get it. And this conversation is for you. You understand? Stop waiting. Stop BSing. Stop making excuses. Stop hanging around people that let you make excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, get to it. Don't
Yep.
keep talking about it. Stop repeating yourself. Stop coming around saying the same thing. Stop telling the same stories. You understand what I'm saying? Stop. Hey, man, I'm about to stop that. Just stop. Say, next time you come around, be able to say, hey, this is what I done did. Remember, I told you about that? Hey, I done did it, man. I done registered. I done
Yep.
started that. I done try that. You understand? Because, like you said, the time is now. So, for sure.
On everything.
So, my OU moment for the people this week is you can run from me, but you can't hide from you. I'm gonna say that again. You can run from me. You can't hide from you. I'm only saying me because everybody outside of your body is a me, right? He's a me, she's a me,
Yeah.
everybody's a me, right? So I always like to tell people, you can fake it. I understand, like people like to say, fake it till you make it. Okay, I understand that to a very small point. After a while, you got to be
Yeah.
that. You understand what I'm saying? You can mask it up. You can talk about it. You can even have people that support your nonsense. You can have people that can support your flaws. You can have people that support you in your misery. You can have people that support you in your subpar performance. But at the end of the day, it's just you in that mirror. You can't hide from you. You know how you really feel about you. You know you ain't giving
Yeah.
your best. You get what I'm saying? You know if you don't You know, I tell at the end of the day, it's you in that mirror alone. It's you in that bathroom taking that shower. You sitting in there going through whatever or whatever. You know how you feel. Now, when you step out your
Yeah.
house and you start interacting with other people, bro, it's people. You know we all do it. You got to wear that face, and you
Hmm.
do a little what they say back in the day, a little shucking and jiving, a little.
Yeah.
You do a little, you know. But at the end of the day, you know if you're really not doing nothing. You know
Yeah.
if you're really not applying yourself. You know if you need to get into the gym. I text somebody earlier, hit me up when I was running. I say, hey man, I'm on this trail. I gotta get this little extra weight off me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna fake myself out. I know everything about myself. You get what I'm saying? When I sit in that mirror at the end of the day, that's just me in there. It ain't no kids, it ain't no family, it
Yeah.
ain't no wife, it ain't. I know. So what I'm saying is you can run from people. I promise you can run from people. You can run from me, you can run from the next person, but you still gotta face you.
Yeah.
And how you feel about you, to be honest with you, people talk about mental health. If you don't feel good about you, you can't escape that. I don't care if people telling you beautiful, you smart, people telling you, man, you on track, whatever, and you know you really not doing what you're supposed to do. You can't escape that. And that will mess up your mental health because you know you ain't living to your full potential. You understand? You know what you should be doing and you're not doing. So don't lie to yourself. The rest of the world gonna lie to you. You get what I'm saying? Because that's the one person that's your star player. Yourself, that's your star player. You can't avoid your star player. You can avoid the rest of the world. You cannot avoid the skin that you live in. So the sooner you start to get
Yeah.
honest about yourself, your situation, what you are doing, what you're not doing, what you're applying yourself to and not applying yourself, what you're giving 50% to and not 100% to, you'll be better off. And watch the mental space that you'll be in, and watch how you come off that pillow. Watch how you get a little something on your walk. You understand? Watch how confident you are in certain conversations, because you ain't faking it till you make it no more. You done made it. You understand? So you can't run from me. I mean, you can run from me, but you can't run from you. That's my value for the people.
Yeah. And this really applies if you look yourself in the mirror. I don't know how many people out there do that, but a lot of times every time I get in the mirror, I look myself in the mirror, like look into my eyes, like, you got to understand who you are as a person. And if you ain't doing that, then you ain't gonna hold yourself accountable for what we talking about right now. So it's up to you
Yes,
when you're gonna make
absolutely.
that change.
You're gonna make that change. So Monday, before we get into it, Monday we dropped the full episode. What's the episode title again, bro?
You don't need to get paid.
You don't need to get paid. I know that raised a lot of eyebrows, but we here to
Mm-hmm.
elaborate on it. Right. They like
Mm-hmm.
I said in the episode, I know they're like, hold on, man, you've been talking about getting money. You've been telling me how to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
What you talking about? We don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it's gonna make sense. Big Speaker gonna tell you to turn your speaker up. GY
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you open your mind because we need you to do both of that. Because there's some value in not getting paid. So, I'm really looking forward to getting into it, bro. So, whenever you're ready, let's do this.
Session 14 live stream. You don't need to get paid.
Mm.
My favorite movie is Paid in Full, so I don't know
Oh,
what's going on right now. Paid in
man.
Full is the only way, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Man.
What are we talking about
It's
here?
and I'm gonna let you take off first, but I will say this. In a nutshell, in a grand scheme of things, there's a lot of value in understanding that big picture and what you might not be getting paid for right now. You may have endless amounts of rewards and value later on in your life. And that's all I gotta say for now. Big Speaker gonna hit you with the rest for now.
Yeah. So basically, the first point we have to make when we describing this is we got to let everybody know what are we talking about by you don't need to get paid. So
Right.
how do we actually break that down and to help you understand? So the first point of conversation is to basically define what we mean by that. And there are three key points to this whole episode that we did. The first one was work for free, exclamation mark. Work for free, exclamation mark. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was exposure and portfolio building. Okay. The third one is seek payment. Okay. So let me talk about like work for free. Like I said, I know if most of us won't even get involved with anything like off GP. That's why they call it like the yeah. That's why like rappers and stuff be saying like back end whatever they call it stuff back end whatever, right? And it's
Right.
because they ain't doing the show unless they know it's something involved. Like they need that money. The money has got to be a part of it.
They need it
But I'm
now
here to
up front.
they need it now up front. And some of them get it up front, and then some of them they get it on the back end when they when they
Mhm.
finish it, right? So what I'm saying is you don't need to get the money. You don't need to get paid off the rip. In fact, I think that some of the biggest life lessons and tools you can get is from doing things without seeking payment first. This is what happens when you seek payment first. You go into a situation not wholeheartedly into the endeavor that you about to encounter, and all you worried about is the payment. I give you an example. You just took a job, right?
Mhm.
And you have a particular title. And then it comes to a point where something happens on the job that you're an able-bodied person that you could help out the team with. But you choose to say that ain't a part of my job description, right? So because you know you're not going to get compensated for whatever this task is that you're going to do that's outside the boundaries of your job description, you're not going to do it. But guess what? Let's say that that task that you were supposed to do was going to increase your knowledge by 100%.
Mm.
I think you're pretty foolish not to do it, because that's what I'm saying. You never know what you're going to get out of a situation if you don't do it without trying to seek payment. The payment does nothing but clout your brain. LeBron said a few weeks ago when I was watching it, him give an interview, he said that the one thing he tried to tell the youth is focus on the game. Focus on the game a little bit more. Everything else will take care of itself. And I've always said that when I was coming up. If I focus on my studies, if I focus on finishing school, if I focus on what I need to do, the money gonna come regardless. That's just how it goes. You don't seek payment and then the knowledge follow you. No, you seek knowledge and the payment follows you.
Man, what?
You see what I'm saying? And most people think that I'm gonna go get the money first and then I'm gonna be able to get all this knowledge and do that. No, when you get the money, you're gonna get complacent. You're gonna get lazy. You're gonna get comfortable. You're not gonna have no fire lit under you. So that's why some of y'all who think who feel like y'all in a rut is because you might have hit a milestone where you consider it yourself a milestone where you making X amount of dollars that you never made before, and you gonna relax. Now you good, but you never cease to look at it in the sense of I could be doing more. I could be doing this. I could be doing that. But you don't want to go out and choose the skill set because you don't want to do something for free. That's
Right.
why I work for free.
Right. And you absolutely correct. And I'm a tag a team on this, right? I got two parts to this that I think of off the top of my head every time. And I mentioned it in the episode, in the full episode, which I want y'all to go check out the full episode on YouTube when you get time.
That's
But
organic, by the way.
yeah, hey, I was fun to pull out some of this premium apple juice I got out here.
That's
That's
premium. That's in the jar, baby. Glass
yeah.
jar.
Look, no preservatives. You
Organic.
hear me?
No
Hey, trust me.
preservatives.
I got some premium. When I say premium, I'm on that type of
Yeah.
time over here. and it's out here in my stash. But listen, what I was gonna say is, and I quote it all the time. Think about the Master P and them story. No limit.
Uh,
Master P.
uh,
Master P was one of them
yeah.
artists. If you really look back into it, a lot of people clown Master P. A lot of people got respect for Master P. A lot of people clown Master P because they be like, man, this dude trying to do cereal, or this dude trying to do this,
Yeah,
trying to do that.
yeah,
Man, he a hustler. And guess what he was doing for years? He was passing
yeah,
out them his tapes and mixtapes and all that for free
yeah.
at gas stations down there in New Orleans.
For the
You know what I'm
LO.
saying? For free. He wasn't trying to get $5, $2, $10, $20. He was doing it for free because he understood if the people fall in love with my music and
Yep,
they hear understanding what I'm saying, they feeling my flow, they gonna come back and they gonna pay me.
yep,
So people like Master P, what he did and what other people like him do, they pass up on the dollars because they understand the big picture, which may be to get the millions
yeah,
later on. And that's exactly what he did. He missed out on that $5, bro. He missed out on that $20
yep,
because he understood once they get some of this that I got going on. Look, because he was already selling drugs and everything in the hood, right? Like I always tell people, the hood teaches the same thing, no matter where you from. He like, I could turn it into this to this. They gonna come back and shop the same way they was doing with
yep,
him when he was in the street selling drugs, right?
yep.
He probably was giving away his product for free, and they come back and they shop with him. I had to break that down for people
Yep.
because guess what? My audience is wide. I got some folks still back in the hood. So what I'm saying is I'm gonna
Yeah,
speak to everybody. That's exactly
yeah,
what he did with the music game, with the music. I'm gonna
yeah,
give it to them for free. They're gonna fall in love. They're gonna come back and shop with me, and they're gonna tell others. That's why he's a multi-millionaire. At the end of the day, when you want to laugh at him and talk about him doing this and the third, he's a multi-millionaire. Get
yeah,
like him. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to
yep.
him.
He been a millionaire since some of us been alive.
For real.
Like he said, his broke is your rich.
That's what I'm saying. So be careful. Be careful how loud you laugh at him, how corny you try to say, how try
Yeah,
you try to, because I find value in that man's hustle. That's why we're able to talk about it today. He understood the big picture. And I've done that. You've done that.
yeah,
I've quoted before unpaid internships that I've
yeah,
taken. You know what I mean? When I needed the money, ain't no unpaid internship. And there's never been a time where I didn't need the money. You understand what I'm saying? We
yeah,
needed the money in its critical point, and I passed up the bread because I understood the knowledge that I was going to gain. You know what I mean? What it was going to, the tools it was going to give me. It was going to show me some
yeah,
things that I didn't know nothing about being a professional, about working in corporate America, gaining some of these skills. Do you
yeah,
understand what I mean? And that came by understanding the big picture, passing up on the money. Like, okay, some people may have turned it down. I've taken jobs or passed up on jobs because the money wasn't good. We've talked about that.
yeah,
All money's not good money. You know what I mean? But you got to get nosy. That's something I wanted to tell the people too. Before I jump
mm-hmm.
into the comments here, you got to get a little nosy. Hang around some people that are doing things that you want to do, that you would consider maybe a subject matter expert, or somebody that's already in the field that you're trying to get into. You may have to do that for free.
Yeah.
You understand? Like
No,
jumping,
so like, yeah, man, they gonna have
jumping
to
in the
work for free at
yes.
some point.
So yes, if you're really trying to get that game, do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it does take that. Sometimes people can't even afford to hire you, but guess what? What they can teach you, and you sit down with them. Okay, for instance, let's say I'm starting I don't know, bro. Let's say I'm starting a plumbing company, right?
Yeah,
And I'm a plumber, and I'm just getting started, and I'm able to pay my bills now, right? I don't got the big name, I don't got the fancy trucks yet. I got a good clientele, small
yeah,
clientele, and I'm just making it. But I'm climbing, but I'm making it right now. You get what I'm saying? But I got it in my head because maybe I've been doing this since I was a little boy. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you want to come around me. You want to learn what
mm-hmm.
I want to learn. You want to learn how to get your own stuff too. Okay, cool. Guess what? I might be able to teach you the game, but I might not be able to pay you right now. I
Yeah,
might not skip some money. I might not be able to give you no
yeah,
but I can give you the game to where maybe 6 months, a year, I don't know. You might be able to go start your own business. You might be able to get into maybe the plumbers union. You get what I'm saying? You might be able
Yeah.
to, but right now I can't pay you. Some people will walk up and pass that opportunity up, bro, because I need money right now. They don't understand everything is not a right now.
That microwave, they want it cooked right now.
Everything is not, and I know the world is programming us to think everything got to happen right now. You got to play long ball sometime. I seen the quote a long time ago when I first jumped to corporate America. It said your career is a marathon, not a sprint,
And you got to
and
be patient. Yeah.
you got to be patient. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's I work for like Tim just said right there. Tim said I work for free to learn. Exactly,
That's
bro.
the whole point. That's exactly.
To learn.
That's so
Exactly.
look, break that. Look, that's exactly what this topic is about. Like we made it we being funny by saying you don't need to get paid, but you have to exercise your brain and understand what we're trying to tell you, that there are people, there's knowledge that you can gain and obtain from people of the highest magnitude if you are willing to do it for free.
Yes.
No, nobody's gonna pay you though. Nobody's gonna pay you to come do something. You gotta do it for free and you're gonna learn. The key here is this is how you learn. We always talk about how you build your skills up. This is one of the ways you gotta do it. You gotta go sit with somebody in shadow or ask or do something and learn it.
Yeah.
That's how you get the game for free.
Look what Kuhn said right there. Experience and knowledge can have way more value than dollars because it will return 10 times in the future if you have a plan. Listen, bro, I've experienced that in my own life 100%. I can vouch for that because I've passed up on the bread. I've passed up on certain situations that weren't just didn't feel right. And I always had like this mindset of like later on.
Yeah.
And I promise you how God worked. It's come back to me. I never knew it was going to come back to me. So look, I've turned down the money, right? Most money I've ever made in my life, right? Boom. And when you do that,
You ain't gonna
it
tell the
does mess
people.
with your head.
I'm just messing with you.
It does mess with your head. It does mess with your head because you know your journey and how hard you've got come to get so far. You're like, man, look at the type of money I'm considering turning down. So when you
Yeah.
turn it down, and the way we come up, and most of us as minorities, we feel like we only got one big shot in our life, one chance to
Yeah.
really make something, right? So we jump on stuff really quickly. And that's not a fault, y'all. We just understand that's just the game we got to play. We be like, okay, that's a lick. Let me get on that money right now. You pass, brother. There's no greater feeling passing on the money, passing on whatever that is, right? Continue to work, grind, build your knowledge, build up your
Yeah.
expertise, build your value up, and watch that money come a couple years later tenfold. And you didn't sell your soul. You didn't compromise your values. You understand what I'm saying? You didn't. What, man? What?
Yeah.
There's no
So
greater feeling, and there's no reassurance that when you move in the right way, God got your back because
yeah.
that's my test, bro. That happened to me. I was like, look, and I passed up on that a couple years ago. I didn't know I was gonna get it back. It just felt like that wasn't for me, or I was, going about that the wrong way, or you know what I mean. Whatever. You just
Yeah.
have that type of feeling. So
Hey,
what?
I need everybody to go watch King Richard. King Richard. Let me listen, man. When I watch, I don't know about you, boo, and whoever else. When I watch movies for some reason, at this point in my life, I'm watching these movies, and it's like I get pulled into the message
Listen,
behind it. Look,
that's me with true stories. Look,
yeah,
I watch a lot of true stories, right? I love watching a true story, bro. I don't care if it's from something I ain't never did before. I'm talking about if it's some people climbing like the Appalachian Mountains or whatever.
yeah,
It's like a true story
true
just does
story,
something
yeah,
for me. When I watched that King Richard, which is a documentary movie,
yeah,
kind of a biopic off of Venus and Serena Williams and their relationship with their father.
yeah,
When I remember the first time I watched that movie, it had me so locked in because of how much work me and Rosie put in with softball and just how
feel
much
like
I
that's you
care.
out there.
And because there's nothing I won't do for my kid, bro. I'm gonna rob Peter and pay Paul. We're not gonna have you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I get that. And I watched that man. train his kids and speak up for his kids.
Yeah.
And I have some of those same conversations with my daughter as far as keeping your head up, watch your confidence and all that. It really made me want to like just go harder and with my kid. But
Hold on, let me get into that. So
go
look,
ahead.
this is what I'm about to say about that. Everybody needs to watch it because look, when we talking about doing something for free to learn, right? The concept of that of what happened in that movie was King Richard, Serena and Venus Williams' dad, he wanted to get them some professional training to get to the higher level in tennis, but they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford to pay nobody. So he went to a couple of different people. He trained them up the best as he could, and then he went to the professionals and he asked them to train them. How did he do it? Hard work on himself, but them people actually agreed to train them, Venus and Serena. Well, really, Venus first.
First,
They
yeah,
they
then
they trained her for free, but they knew what her potential was, so they were okay with that. But that's one point I want to make. But the second point I want to make is this: there was a scene in this movie where Venus had was about to face the number one player in the country, the best player in the world, I guess, at that time, right?
mm-hmm.
And this Venus was like 14 years old. It was Venus in the room, King Rich, her dad, her mom, her trainer, and an exec from Nike, right?
Mm-hmm.
They tried to offer her a very low ball offer. They told her this, we want to give you this offer right before the match she was gonna have with the number one player.
They
And they
shut it
said,
down.
this is only gonna be good for one night. You got to do it right now. $4 million.
Tried, tried to
They,
rush them too.
they tried to rush her. And what I'm saying is about patience and what you were saying about not grabbing the first thing you come across. I know it might be a lot of money to y'all. I know it might be look real enticing, but hold on. Hold
Mm-hmm.
on. Cuz this story gets better because when
Know
you
your
go out
worth.
there and you prove yourself, when you know your worth, you prove yourself, you go out there and no, I'm not taking that. I want to show you what I could do. See, see, when
You can write
you
your own
bet on
checks then.
yourself, you write your own checks. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
accept that money. Okay. Even though she lost the match with that against that number one player, she played her so tough and she probably should have won. She kind of cheated her. But after that match, guess what? Like 9 months later, that $4 million turned into $12 million. See what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
don't jump at the bit. Don't take the first thing you see come across. Be patient.
Look, look, look what Coons play. He say nowadays, if you want a good mentor, you actually have to pay them.
Yes.
So if someone is willing to let you, work and learn from them for free, it's a great opportunity. Consider it. Absolutely. There's plenty of people that are in positions that I'm looking to get into, or maybe they got a little something, little knowledge I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
And hey, can I take you to lunch? It's on me. Let me take you to lunch. I'm fitting the bill every time. Especially, you get what I'm saying? If even
Yeah.
it's just as small as that, is what I'm telling people. Because some people may not be able to be like, hey, I got $1,000 or I got 5,000 for you to teach me this or something. Okay, cool. A simple thing is
Yeah.
buying someone lunch, picking up a $30, $40 bill or something. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, whatever that bill is, that might be your time. Because everybody got to eat. And I always say something about food because people have to eat.
Yeah.
If we don't do nothing else today, we knew we had to eat at some point. We humans, if we don't eat and drink liquids, so we're gonna die. So meet somebody just like that because they gotta eat. Be like, okay, can I take you to lunch? Lunch. Can I take you to breakfast? I'll get up early and meet you. It's on me. My treat. Where do you want to
Yeah.
go?
It's three
Make it,
opportunities to meet somebody.
man, dinner, whatever else. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, people brunching now. What about brunch? I'm
Yeah.
telling you, that person, whoever that is, they have to eat. They have to eat. Meet them where they gotta be, and that's at some table, at some restaurant. I don't care what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I'll say this: when we talk about working for free, before we move forward, I would say, like, I preached to a couple people because my dad, do landscaping, handyman work. You do a lot of things, jack of all trades. There's plenty of our friends and family that I've put with my dad, not so they can make $1 million, because Pops is
Yeah.
old school. Pops talk direct. He may not, he don't use all them jazzy words to cater to your feelings like people do, but he's got $1 million worth of game and he's a hustler.
Mhm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so what I've done is I've put people with my pops just for that. And some of them got it. Some
Yeah.
of them have missed a beat because it's like, wait, I can't make this amount of money with your dad. You don't get with him to get rich. You get the game. And you also have got to have an understanding you will never make more than the boss. You're not going to make more than the boss. So if the boss get the jobs, it's his tools, it's his trucks, it's his, he got the game. He's teaching you. Maybe you don't even got experience. You're not going to make more than him. But what I'm saying is, I've told people you sit with them for 6 months or a season or something. Watch what you do. Watch what you learn. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's worked. I've done, like I said, I've done it with my dad. I've done it with other people. I do it to this day, even in my
Yeah.
professional career. If there's some avenue I want to get in, right? I might sign up for a class or sign up for a course, or I've asked people, hey, next time you have that call, can I get on the call? I know I don't got no input, but can I just listen? Can I just come in the room? You know what I mean? Like, can I just sit? Can I be a fly on the wall and soak up the game? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's value into that, y'all. That's what I mean. Especially if you thinking long ball. Play chess, not checkers with it. And I'm telling you, you get to the point where I've been around a few people, and I'm still striving to do it 100%. But what I'm saying, I've been around people who 100% write their own checks because of the knowledge that they have. They've built themselves up to a point to where they've really become experts, and people need them for the plant to work. People
Yeah.
need them to get the job done, and nobody else knows what they do or how to do it the way that they do. So they get to come into work early, they get to leave early, they get to get all the overtime, they get to whatever, because now you the man.
Yeah. Hey, look at this. This is the comment says, I believe to get people interested in you and your
Mm-hmm.
growth, you must first show interest in that person and provide something that they have, right? So basically, you got it. Like, let's say, like your dad got the landscaping business, right? I'm sure he can get anybody to come work for him. People, that just need the money. Uh,
Right.
People just gonna come to him just because they need the money. But if you get a special person that come to him and be like, I like what you're doing. I like, how long have you been doing this? How did you build this up? Like, when you show that type of interest in the person and what they got going for themselves, they're like, it's highly likely that you ain't even got to ask them to mentor you. You ain't even got to ask them to let you tag along. They're gonna be like, come on, let me show you some stuff. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like that. If a person come to me like asking me about cybersecurity and I see that they interested, I done had a guy come in here to my house that was doing like work on my house. And he got interested in what I do. And I told him, and he just was real interested. I even up giving him one of my books, So I'm excited to help people when they show interest like that. And then the same thing, like what Kunz just said about people being scared to seek out mentorship. And I believe it is an ego thing, because we
Definitely an
come from
ego
this
thing.
this place. Yeah, we come from this place like I'm big dog. I'm top dog.
People think that
I ain't no
make them
little
less
homie.
than. They think that make them less than because you asking somebody to teach you something. That sounds silly. And you know what? At a certain point of our lives, a very short point of my life, I may have thought that too. But once I really got
Yeah,
out and seen what it takes to navigate in this world, you
yeah.
crazy. I get somebody they flowers in a minute. Can I take you to
Yep.
lunch? Can I hang with you? Let me soak up some of that. You smart, you bright in that. I think you're an expert at that. I want to get in there. I want to get in there. You know what I mean? I want to add that part to my repertoire, my portfolio. I want to get that type of skill set under my belt. I want to be better at my craft. So yeah, I'm fluffing them up. So what? That don't make me a
Hey,
dummy. That's showing that I'm hungry.
hey, kindness gets you a long way, dog. I even when you at like next time you at like a I don't know wing stop or something, and they make your fries wrong, just politely say, hey, could tell them the problem.
Yeah,
When they do good, tell them I appreciate that. And you ain't man, they start cooking your food like
yeah,
like your grandma or somebody back there making it. What's
yes.
the next point, man?
We talked about
Exposure and portfolio building.
right. Hey, hey, Tim, funny, exactly, bro. Because we camped together too. Tim, the boss, man.
Yeah,
Shout out, Tim, man. Cincinnati, Ohio, man. The boss. Uh, he's a genius. He's a entrepreneur and a
yeah,
great businessman. So everybody, if you following, you see him, man. Follow my man right there. That's another go getter hustler. We had some great conversations on the campground. Uh, and I like building with kings. You understand? And somehow I always find myself around another hustler. And before you know it, one of them 5-minute conversations turn to 10-minute, 15, 20. You know what I mean? I love people with a hell of a journey, hell of a story, hell of a testimony. So Tim is definitely one of them. But we talked about portfolio and we talked about the exposure. Um, it goes back to what I was saying before. You can learn something by just being in the room. You can learn something just by being somebody's driver. Think about them old gangster stories when like people just
American
used to have
Gangster.
they they drivers and stuff used to learn. So then when the boss died or the boss go to jail, because you know all them stories turn out like that.
That's
You,
American Gangster, dog.
that's
That's
yeah,
that's Denzel.
that is. Hey, and that's real
Yeah,
stories behind that. What I'm saying is you can learn, and we talking about for free. I'm sure he still got paid, but what I'm saying is stuff like I just mentioned, volunteering to do stuff, putting
yeah,
yourself in position just to soak up that game, see how that goes. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you want to start, like, okay, before I started doing my own baseball camp, I had to volunteer at a couple baseball camps to see how it's ran. Do you understand? How does it go? What
yeah,
makes kids come back year after year after year after year after year after year? Things of that nature. Um, Sitting back watching, maybe be the note taker, right?
yeah,
Maybe you want to gain that expertise from somebody, but you tell
yeah,
them, let me just come in there and take notes, so you don't got to take notes. I'm an excellent note taker. Let me take notes for you, so you don't have to worry
yeah.
about it. You can stay engaged in the conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody,
Exactly.
everybody else in there getting paid for sure, right? Already. But guess what? What you doing right now, you might do that for 6 months, like I said, a year or something like that. And you may be able to come in that room and now you might be the boss. You might be able to really get into you
Yeah,
might be one of the key players in that room. You might be the facilitator of the next conversation 6 months down. You never know.
yeah.
Um,
Hey, I be bringing up this point about how you in the mall and you go in the food court and the one food who giving out something, what food is being given out for free? That
mhm.
that rice. They coming around samples with that rice. And you know
Or
why
that
they doing
chicken or
that?
something. Yeah, or
Yeah,
that
a lot of
with that
people
little
laughing at them, things like whatever. But I'm telling you,
mhm.
when they give you that toothpick, well, whatever they got on the end of it, and you taste it and you like it, you no longer confused about what you finna eat in that food court. Let me get some of that. And
Mhm.
that's the thing, you got to give it away for free. If you want to get attention towards your way, you got to give it away for free. And the exposure with it. So this is one of those things where most people will forget that it's not only the payment that moves you forward in life, but it's the connections you make in life.
Absolutely.
Because you can work 30 years somewhere and not never made no connections with nobody internally or externally to the company. And
Yeah.
at some point, you're probably going to leave that job. And then what happens in the afterlife? You got no connections, right?
Look, look, when I did that internship, it was 100% free. But like I said, what I gained that summer, we talk about exposure. We're talking about building portfolio. I ended up talking to the Barack Obama that summer. I ended up picking in a lot of I enhanced my some key sales strategies, marketing strategies. I learned really how to maneuver in a professional setting. I was watching how people dress, how people handle themselves, how people answer calls. Man, I was in there soaking up game every single day and wasn't getting
Yeah.
paid nothing, needing the money, riding downtown Hammond in a suit and tie on a bike on a 10 speed.
Yeah.
And I had a van at the time, but I couldn't even afford to put gas in it because I was trying to stack my money. I really needed money and was going to work for free. And in the afternoons, so I would do that for free. And then in the afternoons, I would sell subscriptions to the newspaper, the Chicago Tribune, all that. Me, Coons, Antonio, and all that. And then guess what? At night, me and you might get together and we was delivering the newspaper. And remember, we had to be up there like rolling the newspaper at like midnight.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't skip no process. My process is my process, and I'm able to speak to it and help encourage others with this. So I understand passing up the money. I understand still needing the money that you passing up, but my eye was on the prize and I needed that. So that's why when I'm in some of these rooms and I'm the only African American and I'm whatever, only HBCU grad in there, I can't be touched. I didn't skip no steps to this process. I can everything that I say I am, I really am. Try me, play with it. That's what I'm saying. And I'm cutthroat, bro. I don't take it easy on nobody because I don't know the easy route. I found value in the challenges. I love taking on the new challenges, learning something new. I get bored if I'm not learning something new. If I'm not being pushed, I get bored. So go ahead.
Go ahead. So when people, when I think about exposure, so when people want to learn things like they're interested in learning something on YouTube, right? Your car might just broke down. You need to change your brakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the funny thing about this. We work for free all the time. We don't realize it though. So when we looking at our celebrity on Instagram and we trying to, some people use it for motivation. Some people use it to understand, like, how did they get to that point? Like, what do they do in their day to day? That's why when they post those, like, they'll post like a video, follow me for one day, and people watch it. Well, you looking at that content and you getting that, you learning for free right now. Like, you ain't getting paid to sit there and watch YouTube or Instagram. You're watching it and you're taking something in that you hopefully you apply to yourself. But see, we unconsciously do that without understanding that what we're trying to say right now, you do it every day. Take a step back and realize, focus on what you are typically engaged in throughout the day and ask yourself, did you get paid for whatever you just did? And you're probably going to say no. Mm-hmm. That's the thing about it. But when you come to a person, you say, I need you to do this for free, it turns people off. That's why I'm telling people that seeking the payment before you do all of this other stuff is going to blind you. And you're not going to move nowhere. You're going to move nowhere further than where you are in this current moment because you keep thinking about money first.
Absolutely. Hold on. What Dorsey say? He said, would you guys be willing to speak at our last Wallace Elementary graduation? They're closing the school. The morale is low. I believe you guys could drop some serious knowledge on these kids. Let me know, bro. Message me. My number's still the same. And let's put some on the schedule because they are closing a lot of the schools, elementaries down, bro, back at home. And I don't know the full details on why, what's going on. And I'm really not trying to get into that. But what I see right here is kids need some motivation. What I see is morale is low in children, which is the next generation. And, you know, if I'm able to make it, I will. Just shoot me the details, bro. And I'm willing to have a conversation to see what's what. Because that's what it's really about. Helping the next generation. And I got more patience with kids than I do with adults. And that be tripping people out because I do so much for like kids. Adults will come up and be like, hey man, and I'll be like, but I can see adults, I can see a BSer a mile away. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be like, but you whatever, like, oh, so you thought because I do that for kids that I'm gonna do it for you. Like, nah.
Man, adults always, all of us want something out of it. We feel like we've gotten to this point where we always thinking, okay, what I'm gonna get out of it. But kids, they're just like, they want to listen to what you got to say. They don't sit there like that.
Yeah. Who was up here? Somebody up here was saying that they before we moved you down with the comments, said 30-year-old brother, sending the 30-year-old brother our way. He just got hired as an athletic director. Shout out to him for sure. Charles Tinley, he's looking for a mentor. Absolutely. Inbox either one of us, both of us, whatever, and however we can help, talk to them, and continue to build with them. Because guess what? This may start off as you know, your little bro might need us right now, or he may be
Yeah.
seeking mentorship. But guess what? He probably got something that we can learn. So definitely
Look,
send him our way. Right there. Send it to the
everybody,
email.
send it to the email. All inquiries to the email.
Yes, if you want to for motivational speaking, you just want us to come and talk. You trying to pick our brains on something. Maybe it's something, you know, you want to just talk privately about it that might be a little bit, you know, touchy right now to talk in front of everybody about. Hit us up. You know what I mean? Um, that's what it's about. We're
I
real people. We come from a real place with it.
Yeah. IOU Redemption Podcast,
A-
gmail.com.
Absolutely. What was that third point, bro?
Seek payment, because now we talking. Now I don't know what we've been talking about way before then. No, now we're
Yeah.
here.
So look,
Now we're here. Seek
so look,
payment.
you got to seek
Transition.
pay. So look, you got to transition. So we talked about not seeking payment. Then we talked about not getting paid. We talked about not getting paid. And we talked about the portfolio and everything,
Yeah.
and exposure. Now we're gonna say seek payment, but you can't skip the steps. Because if
Yeah.
you do that, then like I say, you've added value to yourself. You've put yourself in a position to where you can have those bargaining chips. Because people want to know, how can I get to the point to where I can start negotiating money? Because a lot of people are not in position. A lot of people in positions where you got to take whatever they give you. You got to
Yeah.
build up your worth, your expertise, your knowledge. And some of that, like we said from earlier, like the topic is about, is by what you do for free. To where later on it pay dividends to where they know they gotta come with at least this, or they ask you questions like, can I afford you? You know what I mean? You know how that made me feel first time somebody asked me that? Can I afford you? Because I remember when I was taking whatever from whatever, and I didn't know how to negotiate. I didn't know my worth. You understand what I mean? I just
Yeah.
wanted to make more money than the people around me was talking about.
Yeah.
So if everybody around me said they was making $20,000, I wanted to make 25,000. If somebody said they was making $10 on an hour, I wanted to make 12. But that's all I knew. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you got to get to that point to where, you know, you able to seek out the payment. Get put on a retainer like you kind of mentioned. But you have to build yourself up for something like that. You couldn't just be
Yeah.
like, hey, my name is Artist, and I want you to put me on retainer, and here's my money. They're gonna say, no, hold on real quick. Let me see that
Yeah.
portfolio. Let me
See,
see your
yeah.
resume. What you know, what, what type
That's the
of
thing about it though. Look,
credentials do you have? You get what
and
I
I
mean? What
want
have you accomplished?
yeah. And that's why I want to tell people about the retain, like when you're talking about the consulting business, the key, like one of the sweetest deals in consulting is the retainer. And I'm gonna explain this again for all you guys out there, the audience out there. A retainer is a situation where a company seeks you for guidance and advice. Okay. You're not working for them on the clock. You're not attending any of their meetings. You're not in any of discussions. You're not doing anything. You're just a subject matter expert in something that they do business in. So when they have a problem, they pick up the phone, they email, they trying to get in contact with you. And you set an agreement where you tell them you get 24 hours, whatever, whatever the time frame is comfortable with you to respond to them. And they pay
Mm-hmm.
you. They pay you big money. Like I was saying, like you as a cybersecurity like consultant and you have a retainer, you can charge people $200 an hour. So it's kind of like mind blowing that you think to yourself when you got people out here who going to work and they working 80 hours per week, and then you got somebody like who got their own consulting company and they have a retainer agreement set up, and they can get that 80 hours that you performed in 1 week in like 2 days or a day, just based on the fee that they charging these big companies. And that's what I'm trying to tell you is that when you go work for someone in a factory and they're going to let you work all that overtime and things like that, chances are you didn't start off doing that work for free. You see what I'm saying? There's so much value in doing the work for free because you did that work for free and now you've gotten so much knowledge from it because you was obviously working for free because you wanted to learn something. You don't learn
Look,
so much about it that you able to take that and now you're the consultant. You getting
look,
paid that money.
right. It's crazy, man. I could really talk about this until the sun come up tomorrow. But for the sake of time, what I would tell people is the hopefully you following the steps that we've walked you through. Because in
Yeah,
order to get to that, you got to follow those steps. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah.
and it's value in it. And I know it's a lonely road. I know it's a lonely road sometimes. People gonna think you crazy. People not going to be around you. People gonna want to just want to get rich quick because that's where we at with it now.
Microwave.
They want, you know what I mean? They're not gonna understand it, but I'm telling you, it's joy in that process where you could get to that point. And I'm still on that journey, right? So we just continuously talking to y'all while we on this journey, but we done come a long way from where we were. And to understand this and to get to that point, it's something that they can't take away from you. Just like Auntie Georgie said, a company could take your job away, but no one can ever take away your knowledge and your expertise. Exactly. Continue to add value to yourself. Continue to get your head is fill it up. Fill it up with all type of game. Get the big head. You understand what I'm saying? Because nobody can take it away from you. They can fire you though. They can walk you out your job. But guess what? If you really are, you really have the talent. Let me translate this. Let me put some meat on it.
Nobody's gonna fire you if you got that knowledge in your head.
You got
They,
right. But look,
so
I'll tell people this because I used to look at it like in sports, right? When I used to see people trying to kiss coach butt and suck up to coaches and brown nose and all that,
yeah,
I've seen it where the coach got fired. A new coach come in and everybody got to show what they know, especially on the collegiate level. You got to show what you know or your scholarship gone. But guess what? You really wasn't that good and you was sniffing up coach butt, not coach gone, and he ain't take you with him. So now you stuck trying to show what you know and you don't know much. But when you got the talent and you really got the goods, that's going to stand alone. Like that's that knowledge. You get what I mean? We ain't worried
yeah.
about that because the game is the same. So, what Roe put on there? Say,
Knowledge equals money.
yeah. He said again, great topic. Knowledge equals money. The more knowledge you can gather on a day-to-day basis directly translates to your earning potential. Absolutely. Every day you wake up, you have to go out
Yeah.
intentionally and learn more and more. There is no cap to that. Facts. Knowledge brings comfortability, which brings better performance that demands more opportunity. Man, you talking that talk, bro. You talking that
Opportunity
talk.
equals
Opportunity
more
equals money.
money.
You have to put the work in first to be in demand.
So look,
Absolutely.
hold on, Greg, because
Doop.
we just listen.
Mhm.
Opportunities equal more money. Mind you, our first sessions were about how do you break the barriers of what you've been up against, your circumstances, right? We've been telling you this since day one. Your circumstances, change your circumstances, try
Right.
something new, start over. Because we're trying to tell you that if you get more opportunities, if you got an opportunity to try in the MLB, there's a chance you can make it. There's a chance people get opportunities to do different things. More opportunities give you a chance to make more money. You got to
Look,
give yourself more opportunities.
yeah. And once you build up, let's see. And I think everybody can relate to, well, I won't say most people can. Look, if they've seen it on their jobs, right? You get to a point, you become a subject matter expert, people know your value. You get to the point to where you
Yeah.
don't even have to apply for jobs anymore.
You're not applying for no more.
You're not applying no more. They just
Pulling you
calling
to the
you,
side.
pulling you to the side. The job don't even
Yeah.
get posted to nobody. You get what I mean? You're not even applying anymore. So guess what? I've checked myself and graded myself on my performance and my skill set. And I've went to some leaders who are already in positions like that, right? Where they're not applying anymore. They said, man, I can't remember the last time I applied for something. And I asked them that question. How do I get to that point? How do I get to that point where I'm not applying and I ain't got to interview no more and whatever, right? So that's showing that, you get what I mean? That's not saying that I'm doing something wrong or I don't know how to interview or that I'm not working hard or I don't got skills. That's not talking bad on me. I see that they got it figured out. You get what I mean? They know how to move in some of them rooms. They you know what I mean? I'm trying to get to
Look,
that point to where you just
you see,
calling my phone like, "Hey, Greg, we need you to work on this project for 6 months and whatever else like that."
yeah,
So that's where we at with it now. You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Like getting to that point.
You see how you got to explain? You got to try to explain to the people that, I'm not saying that like this person is bigger than me or like I'm like
Mm-mm.
a little guy. That's the
No,
problem right there. You got to be confident to know that you as yourself, you are who you are. Ain't nobody stepping on you, but you got to come down off that pedestal and say, "Man, this guy is doing something that I would like to do in my future. What do you do? How did you do that? Tell me your story because I want to do that too." There's nothing
yeah,
wrong with that. And for some
bro.
reason, we as people, we have a problem with going to people and just ask them something. You
Now look,
understand, people love talking about themselves.
people love talking about themselves.
You're not gonna
That's what
make
I
them
was gonna
mad.
say. Boy, you took the words out of my mouth. People love talking about themselves. But here's the thing though. I'll talk to anybody. And I'll be honest, I'll talk to anybody. But I will say there are people out there that be smelling themselves, right?
Yeah.
And if you say something crazy to me, I humble myself, I open myself up to talk to you, make myself vulnerable to talk to you.
Yeah.
And you talk to me like I'm less than or make me feel like I'm less than because of that, we're not a good fit to even have a conversation anyway. You definitely ain't no person I want to be my mentor. I don't want to learn
Yeah.
nothing from you because personally, I'm not like that. You know what I mean? I don't make people feel stupid when they ask me a question because I know something that they don't know. Now, will I get a little frustrated if I got to repeat myself 5, 6 times of the same thing and we can't move
Yeah.
forward? Absolutely. If I feel like you're not applying yourself and you just want to talk to somebody and you ain't really trying to put the work in and you want this get rich quick scheme or something like that, absolutely, I get a little frustrated. But when people come to me like that, one, I'm honored. I'm honored
You're
because
honored.
I've done something to where you think that you can get something from, like you look at me like an expert on something, right? You look at me because I
Yeah.
remember times where I didn't think that of myself.
Like
So
somebody
you know what
come
I mean?
ask you for your autograph. Me?
Me, the first time I signed an autograph, bro, Ozark, Alabama. I tell people you'll never forget it. Ozark, Alabama, after a baseball tournament when I was at Kentucky State. It was like 11:30 at night. Tournament had ended. A little kid was out there with his dad, and he asked for my autograph. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or the first time somebody called me Mr. White. Do you understand what I'm
Hey,
saying? Instead of
hey,
Greg G. Creekside, G. White. You know, it's like
hey.
somebody, Mr. White, Mr. White, Mr. You right. Or look, I'm gonna let you take a. It really took me off. One time I came back home and somebody introduced me to their friend. I didn't know their friend. Their friend was from over in Chicago. It was an uncle actually from Chicago. He like, yeah, this is my boy G White. He like he's a community activist.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
I looked at him, I say, what? Because
Bro,
I
that's
don't,
what I'm talking. No, you look at him,
yeah,
bro. That's
like,
what I'm talking about.
and I'm like, you right.
Like
I'm
you
like, you
just look
right.
at
But
him
I
like,
just, and you know how I do,
yeah,
bro. You know what I'm saying? You be like, I be because I don't say a lot about a lot. You get what I mean?
yeah.
But when somebody, I'm like, man, y'all really think of me
He's a
like that.
he's a
You get what I'm
community
saying?
activist.
I say, man, you know what I mean? Like for real. So, you
This
know,
this what I want to tell people. I want to tell people leaving with this is that
yeah,
go out there and create a vibe for yourself where people ask for your autograph.
right,
I'm not talking literally.
right.
Just think about it. Make it impactful out there in the world where people come out there asking you for your autograph. Because look, if they come asking you for your autograph, you doing something right. And you're not just helping yourself, you influencing other people. So when you do that, if you're at that point in your life where people are asking you for your autograph, um, you have probably succeeded in a lot of areas that you have no idea that you could, and your opportunities are endless and your
Yes,
earning potential is endless. But you
right.
got to go out and get people asking for your autograph.
Definitely. Definitely. Ask for your autograph. And for people that missed that, in terms of just calling you, hey, unc, hey, auntie,
Yeah.
hey, cuz, hey, I know you do this. How
Yeah.
can I do this? Or how what? That's a blessing in that, man. Look, them the conversations. I had so many conversations like in text messages and
That was
my
great that you
inbox.
said. I'm
And
sorry. That was
what part? What you
he's
saw? Oh,
he's a
yeah,
community activist. That's
dude, bro. Rail told me that, bro. He said that he introduced me
community
as that to
activist.
his uncle, and that like he has no idea.
That's some
Like I've been
respect.
talking,
You should have had a. I feel like you see when you say I feel like you had like a 3-piece suit on. You had like you was stepping high. Like my mama say, stepping in hot
bro,
cotton.
bro.
Like
No, 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 no. I mean, I
I'm
had some.
just saying, if I
I
told
was
somebody you
roughed
a
up.
community
I was
activist,
roughed up. I was roughed up though. I was roughed up. It actually was a Hammond day. It was at a Hammond day when we
yeah,
dipped off for a minute. You know what I mean? Because he got a nice Jeep and he wanted to take me for a ride in his Jeep, and we was in Calumet City, and his uncle was out there and he introduced me as an uncle to that. I'm like,
yeah,
dang,
he
you know what I'm
motivated.
saying? So it's just motivating y'all. And I tell you, you know, you don't got to be rich. You don't got to be famous to do some of these things, to apply these type of practices to your life, to have this
Yeah,
type of mindset and to understand. You know what I mean? This is still those intangible things that understanding on a high level that, okay,
yeah,
I'm sacrificing right now my time. But guess what? This time gonna turn into self-worth and self-value. And once I get these skill sets up on me on top of with a combination of that, then I'll be able to have bargaining
yeah.
power to negotiate salaries and money and vacation time
Absolutely.
and schedule. You understand? You can go to them and be like, nah, I'm gonna do a hybrid schedule. I'm gonna come in 1 day a week, 2 day a week, 1 day a month.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Like you be able to
You
do that
tell
when you build
them,
yourself up. You telling them.
man,
So
we got to get leverage, man.
yeah.
This with this inability to obtain leverage is killing us. It's killing us. It's killing our kids' future. It's killing our generational future. We're not gonna get this generational wealth thing we keep talking about in this financial literacy because we ain't got no leverage. We got to start with leverage, man. And you get leverage. A very easy way to get leverage is to go in that thing and act like you don't really know much. You just trying to learn. I'll do it for
Mm-hmm.
free. I'll learn.
Yep. Don't
And
come and
little
humble
before you
yourself.
know it, I'm
Yep.
the big dog.
I'm taking notes. I'm sitting in the room. I'm just listening. I'm
Yeah.
recording. Y'all need me to bring some water bottles in here for the meeting. Y'all need me to
Yeah.
do what?
Y'all need me
You
to
need
run get that? Okay.
yeah,
Just keep me
yeah,
in the
y'all.
room.
You need me to click for the slides to move the slides
Yeah.
over through the presentation, so you don't gotta have a clicker in the front of the room. I can do
Yeah, I'll
that.
do that.
Every time you tap the desk 2 times, I know you're trying to go to the next one. Or I'm gonna just follow your
Yeah.
conversation anyway because I'm locked in and know I need to go to the next slide. It's
Stupid.
levels to
I'm
it.
not just here to be clicker. I'm really about to take over.
And before
I'm
you
just
know
letting
it,
you play me, try to act like you play me stupid, but I'm really in here learning. I'm scooping up everything. I'm a sponge right now.
really the real
Everybody
wolf
got
of
to be
Wall
like
Street.
that, man.
Really the real wolf of Wall Street. For
Yes,
real.
the real wolf of Wall Street. Go watch that movie too, man.
I'm saying they done let us in the door.
You know.
Really, hey, they ain't ready for all that, man. Stop it, man. Stop it.
Yeah.
Hey, so so man, no, today was a good conversation, man. You don't need to get paid. We broke it down for y'all. It was a great conversation. I do appreciate, we both appreciate, we both appreciate everybody that's chimed in today. Good conversation. Love the feedback. The
Yeah.
feedback on the lives matter the most to us. Make sure that y'all, if y'all want to check out the full episodes, make sure that you
Yeah.
continue to go to YouTube in your spare time, and they're about an
Yeah.
hour long. Check them out. Make sure you continue to like, share, subscribe. Bring a friend next week. We're gonna be back the same time next week. We got some more hot topics coming. Got some more coming down the
Yeah.
pipeline. Uh, but you know, without further ado, man, we're gonna get y'all back y'all night. And this Our Redemption Podcast, your boy G White.
Big speaker.
And we out.